how are you? I hope you have had a fantastic week. And today we're going to be talking about beginner fitness routines and how do you even begin? With all of the information that's out there, it can be a little overwhelming, but here's the key. With just a little bit of knowledge, it will take you a long way on your journey to be able to be successful and to start out and stick with it and get those results that you want. And this time of year is kind of crazy because a lot of people will just be like, screw it, I'm just gonna wait until January 1, then I'm gonna hit it. Why not start the habits now so when January 1 rolls around, you've already got a leg up on everybody else that's taken a back seat for the next couple months. So our first tip is make fitness a habit. This is actually true no matter what. Going to the gym once in a while isn't going to get you anywhere that you want to see results. So you actually have to make it a habit. You won't see any changes until you start hitting the gym consistently or getting those at-home workouts in consistently. And so it might sound like if you were thinking about it today and you were like, oh my gosh, it may seem impossible, but it's actually not. You're full-time, you work full-time, maybe you're, a new parent, whatever it may be, we all have busy lives. But when something is important to you, you make time for it. So if, your friends ask you to go to dinner, you make time for that. So your fitness has to be the same way. So you have to make it a habit. And working out 3 to 4 times a week for at least 3 weeks, because they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, is absolutely essential to your success with your fitness. So, number 2, control your lifts. That means a lot of times beginners learn by watching people, but if you're watching people who have bad form, they are doing the exercise wrong, you are going to deter what you really want to do. So the important thing is to make sure you are controlling your lift. So you don't want to have momentum. So you don't want to be like, and I know y'all, if you've ever been to the gym, sometimes you see those people and you're like, what are you doing? Momentum's working. You want to make sure that you are contracting those muscles. So you want to make sure that you control your lift. So if you're doing a bicep curl, you want to make sure that you're like going up and you're contracting that muscle when you're going down, because then you are working it up and down. Whereas if you're just like this, you're using momentum on your side, and really that's not going to build you muscle. Momentum does not build you muscle. So in the grand scheme of things, how much you can, do a bicep curl, it matters very little. Like, can I do 45 of these? That matters very little. What's important is learning how, like I said, to contract those muscles while you're doing the exercise, and that will give you the progress that you want to see and the results you want to see. So number 3 is to do compound movements. So you can sometimes be distracted as a beginner by complex training techniques that are found in magazines, online, articles. But if you haven't stepped into the gym for a long time, going right to isolation moves to work just one muscle isn't going to bring you the best results. So you want to do what they call compound movements, which means you're working 2 muscles at the same time. So if you are doing lunges, you're going to hold some dumbbells in your hand, and that's actually going to work your arm and your triceps. Believe it or not, holding those dumbbells while you're doing the lunges, you get 2 for 1. And I love that. So, and if you're using your body weight, that's great too. But a lot of times you want to make sure that you're doing compound movements because you will get more results. Tip number 4 is your posture. It is absolutely critical that you have good posture when you are lifting. If you are, doing a dumbbell curl, you don't want to be like this. You're going to hurt your back. You want to engage your core because your core helps support your back. So you engage your core and it's supporting your back when you're doing those dumbbells, anything overhead. You want to make sure that you have good posture. You don't want to be leaning forward doing something like that. Posture is very key. Otherwise, you will hurt yourself, and I don't want that for you guys. So tip number 5 is diet like you mean it. We all know that 80% of your fitness journey is what happens in your kitchen, how you're fueling your body, what you're putting into your body. And this time of year, it is a little difficult to stay on task and eat as healthy as possible, especially with all the good food, the desserts. I am a sweet tooth, like right here. And so it is hard. But you still have to make sure, if you put in 30 minutes at the gym, those other 23 and a half hours of what you put in your body are critical in order to hit those goals that you have. That doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself, because when you restrict yourself, guys, we all know you end up just reverting back and just eating really bad. So give yourself some leeway. If your office is having a potluck on Friday, get small portions of stuff, try everything, and you'll fill up. But do not restrict yourself, guys. Please do not restrict yourself. You won't be able to stick with it. It's just proven fact. Number 6 is to squeeze. Do y'all know what that means? So basically, when we'll go back to the bicep curl. So if you're like this, you're going to squeeze this muscle and then contract it down. So you want to squeeze. When you're doing a squat, you can, if you do like a plie squat where your feet are out, they're pointed outward, you go down, and as you come up, you squeeze the inner part of your thighs. And then when you get to the top, squeeze your butt cheeks. All of that will help with your muscle definition and burning more fat. They call it the isometric element, and it makes a huge difference. When you isolate those muscles like that, when you're squeezing them, you're isolating them, and it works harder. Then you get to burn more, and you lose more fat. Number 7 is learn from your mistakes. Nobody, listen closely, ever starts out as an expert. Nobody. You're just beginning. So you need to remember that you're going to make mistakes. I still make mistakes sometimes. That's the way of life. We all make mistakes, and we just have to learn from them. That's the important thing, is to learn from your mistakes. So, think about how your body responds to your lifts, your diet, and even your attitude. No two people are exactly alike. No two bodies are exactly alike. So what may be working for somebody else may not work for you. So you have to be in tune with your body. And the better you understand yourself, the easier it is to tailor your workout program to you and your needs. And that will lead you to better results in the future. Okay, we are almost done, guys. I have 3 more tips for you. Number 8 is finish every rep. Do not, halfway do it unless you are getting to muscle fatigue. That means that you can't barely eke out. That's good. But if you are doing 3 sets of 10 reps, you want to make sure that you do every single rep and you're using your proper form, your posture is just right, you're contracting those muscles. That will all lead you to success. If you can't control the weight, you're probably lifting too much. So you have to listen to your body and realize, if you can do, like if it's 3 sets of 10 and you get to 10 and you could do 4 or 5 more, you need to up your weight. If it's 3 sets of 10 and you can't even get 4, you need to lower your weight. Do you see how that works? Number 9, ask questions. I love my local YMCA. They are amazing and they will answer any questions. Any fitness gym will answer questions for you. And knowledge is power, but the only way you learn is by asking questions. So you need to ask questions. And as a beginner, we all have questions, and there is nothing wrong with that. The worst thing you can do is keep yourself ignorant, basically. So keep asking questions. If you're too shy to speak up during, a group class, book a session with a trainer. And then you get that one-on-one, and maybe it won't be so intimidating because it's a trainer's job to answer your questions. Sometimes the gym is an intimidating place for beginners. I know when I first started going to the gym, this was many, many years ago, I was intimidated, very intimidated. And every once in a while, I still get a little intimidated at the gym. And I've been doing this for 17 years now. So I still get intimidated. But then I realized, I'm here for me and I ain't worried about anybody else because they're not living my life. And that's what you have to do. My 10th tip is to think about your muscles. When you focus on your muscles, and this might sound silly, guys, but when you focus on your muscles and what muscle group you're working, you actually learn to feel your muscles. If you've ever done squats and you've really focused, you know that you feel that in your gluteus maximus. You feel it in your booty. And when you visualize that, you're going to develop that muscle group even more. So it's a way to maximize your workout. You aren't just, counting reps. You're there to really feel those muscles and how they're working. And you're probably going to be sore the next day. And that's okay. Muscle soreness is good. Muscle pain, any type of pain is not good. You have to know the difference between muscle soreness, which is normal, especially if you've never lifted before, you will be sore, and joint pain. There's a huge difference. So those are my 10 tips. I hope that they were helpful, that this video was helpful for you. Please give me a thumbs up if it was helpful. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can get more tips like this, especially over the holidays. I'm super excited to share my tips with you guys. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.